Alright, what is going on, everyone? Today is the 25th of February. We're getting some snow, about an inch over here so far. Now, I figured I'd remake this video since, well, it was basically just my shovels grinding on gravel for 3 minutes. So let's actually shovel off some snow and give you some tips for doing so. Alright, so before we can actually begin the shoveling, we need to choose our shovels. We have two options right here. We have the smaller option, and then we have the larger option. The smaller option takes a lot longer time to do this, but the larger option can't fit up there. So the larger option is about maybe like 8 or 9 inches wider than right there, but the smaller option will take a longer time to do this. The wider option will probably take about 5 minutes. This will probably take around 15 minutes since we have like not too much snow. This is not really wet and heavy snow by any means, so it all depends on the type of snow. I'll maybe briefly educate you. So if you have like wet and heavy snow, you know, very heavy snow, weighs down, literally everything falls to like 32, 33 degrees. Well, you're probably gonna want like if you're gonna use a wide shovel, it does pick up a lot more snow. So if you're not really good with that, especially if you're like over the age of like 60, I would not recommend using the wide shovel in wet and heavy snow. This one picks up significantly less snow, so it'll be a lot easier to shovel in that. If you're talking about like moderate to fluffy snow, this is like moderate snow. You can see it's sticking to everything, but you can sort of see its formation, not very wet and heavy there. You can sort of tell that right there. So that is what you want. Moderate snow falls below freezing, like 25 to 32, and then fluffy snow falls but like 22, 23 degrees. It's like 26 degrees right now, so it's like really close to fluffy snow. But yeah, now that I briefly educated you on that, now it's time to choose the shovel, and I'll give you some tips to do it faster. Alright, so we have my shovel right here aligned perfectly. We want it in this alignment, and if we're going to do something like this, the fastest way to do it would be to do something like this. So there you go. And you want to sort of align it to one pile. You want to sort of like, maybe like put it into like that pile over there, sort of. So now, and yeah, we do have gravel, but that's a lot easier to do with a snowblower actually. So I'm going to finish up this part of the driveway and the time lapse. Alright, so there's going to be two techniques when we're going to shovel this part of the driveway. The first technique is to just go straight down the road. Now in this type of snow, it's a lot easier to do that, but it's a lot better recommended to do it side to side. So I sort of like do a little parabola, but like not really, so it's not like a functional parabola there. If I wanted to do a parabola, it would be like a lot harder to do that. So I would say no parabola in shoveling. But if we're gonna get more into this area right here, then we're not. First we want to do just a straight line right to there. Yeah, sorry if the shovel's a bit loud, my voice gets drowned out. But yeah, as I said, no parabola. You just want to keep it going in a straight line. So we're doing this area, because there's not really a lot of space between here and that car. So yeah, hitting the car with a shovel is not recommended. I've done it before. It doesn't really do too much. It might knock the speed a bit, but still wouldn't recommend doing it. Okay, so as I just discussed, there's like a little bit of a J there, but now there's two options you could do this. The first option is a lot slower, and it's to keep going in these diagonal lines. And then the second option is much faster, but it does require a lot more precision, and a lot of times if you get a lot of snow, like maybe over 6 inches, this is very hard to do. But since we're only dealing with an inch over here, it's a lot easier to do this. So we're sort of just going down, back up. Oh, this is very slippery snow. I did not notice that. We're sort of going there and back up to the road. But yeah, nothing too bad yet here. So it's not going to be anything like what we might see on Monday, possibly. But yeah, you can post it in time lapse. So I don't know how much you could tell, but we did get the driveway finished, and it is a nice skating rink. I might release a short later. As you can see, I forgot this area, but we're going to come back to this later. Now it's time to start talking about snowing, making sure the snow does not get does get cleaned off of your walkway. So here you can see we're going to start very tight, and then we're going to get wide again here. We're going to start right here, these rocks, these stairs. Basically like a thing with stairs is you're going to want to sort of like a pile, like maybe like right there-ish. You can't actually see there's a bit of drifting here, but that's not a big deal because it's not like we're talking about like 9-10 inch deep drifts. We're talking about like drifting on the side of the stairs. And you can see that we are not using the wide one. You can also see there's tons of ice attached to this because of a winter storm we got here recently. I think it was named Olive or something. And yeah. Alright, so I'm refilming this, but here we go. You can see we do have this thing right here. It is not the widest thing. We do also have to be careful when we're piling up our snow, because if we're not that careful, then it could possibly really end up pretty badly. We are shoveling around here, making sure it don't go onto the grass, because, well, the grass is where it can play in the snow. So you can see right here, we're just piling up on the side of the walkway, making sure, I mean, this is really slick snow, so, you know, it is very hard to just, you know, get the shoveling all done, but, you know, here we go. You might be able to see that we are just shoveling around here a bit, and yeah. So before I close out on this video, I just want to give a couple tips and tricks, because as you just saw, I might have almost slipped, and I slipped multiple times in the shoveling time lapse. So first of all, this type of snow is ridiculously slippery. So when you're shoveling and you open up these paths, you want to make sure that, well, you got yourself some nice attachable shoes. Unfortunately here, I got the, you know, as my friends call it, the iShoe Pros here. So they're not really the most attachable things. They're really like you can see I'm sliding down the snow. They're not like the most attachable things to the snow. They're not reliable. I just came out here because they're very easy to slip on. So make sure your shoes are ready for slipping and sliding. Second tip, wear gloves, because you're gonna be exposed, especially if it's cold like this, you know, 24, 25 degrees, and it's a bit gusty, you know, we're having gusts around 20, 30 miles per hour. You wanna make sure that you're safe and ready for the expedition that it is going outside in the middle of a snowstorm. And third of all, you gotta make sure you're prepared for this sort of stuff. Just yesterday, it was literally supposed to be partly cloudy all day today. And this morning, then they issued like a little weather statement for us, so yeah. And you can see, I am slipping and sliding basically everywhere. So yeah, you can see I can't really like brace anything, so that's why I say, make sure your shoes are suited for the snow. And snow pants are not required. As you can see, I'm just wearing casual pants, but you know, snow pants are not required. But if there's a lot of snow and you don't want to fall into it, you don't want to get your pants all wet, that way you have to put them in the dryer, well, wear some snow pants and some other snow gear too. If it's really cold, like we're talking about snow blowing into the driveway, yeah, put a couple layers on. And yeah, make sure you're noting what the temperature is, because that's key as well.